Hello everyone, welcome back to the latest update series of Drishti IAS. This is Savya and today we are going to discuss regarding GOBARdhan scheme. That's right, the name, please pay attention to that. It is not GOBARdhan, it is GOBARdhan. Okay, we'll dissect that term and we'll understand what the scheme is and why it is in news now. Understand that this is GOBARdhan scheme. Right, that means we are going to use cow dung. Why are we using cow dung? To produce biogas. Now, will we use only cow dung? No. We are taking agricultural residue, right? We are taking other waste materials also, organic waste material that can be decomposed to release gases that can be captured in an enclosed chamber, right? In an enclosed chamber, we'll be burning that, and amidst that we'll get our biogas, and that biogas will act as our substitute natural gas. Yes? Yeah. Why? We will be purifying this. We'll be purifying this to make it equivalent to our natural gas. Alright? How will that work? What will be done for this? We'll understand all that, but for now, just understand that GOBARdhan, that is Galvanizing Organic Bio-Agro Resources Dhan, that is the name of the scheme, the National Circular Bioenergy Scheme. This is going to be implemented. This is going to be implemented from financial year 26-27 to 35-36. We've taken a 10-year system, and this will be administered by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Please remember the ministry. And this ministry, why is it doing this? It is doing this because it seeks to convert agricultural residue, cattle dung, sugar industry waste, municipal organic waste and other biomass all together into a compressed biogas and organic manure. Right? Why? To enhance rural incomes. So government said the scheme is expected to increase domestic CBG production. It will increase by nearly tenfold. How much is it going to increase? It is going to be increased by nearly tenfold and attract significant private investment and reduce India's dependence on imported fossil fuels. Right? We cannot totally replace fossil fuel, but then again we are using those fossil fuels in variety of things where we can replace it with different gases. Right? So we are not saying that we totally, discard the use of fossil fuel. We're just saying that wherever possible, replace it with better indigenous options, right? That is why the scheme is focusing on this. Clear? All right. Let's understand the key objectives here. Number one, tenfold production boost. We want to accelerate the domestic CBG output. How so? By using agricultural residue, cattle dung, etc. And energy security, because reliance on imported fossil fuel is obviously not taking us anywhere, and it is only creating further and further problems for Indian economy, right? That's why we're doing this. And then rural economy and decarbonization, how do we do that? In that, we say that we need to generate additional revenue. How do we do additional revenue? For farmers through organic manure, byproducts and biomass supply. Right? This will not only give them an energy supply, this will also reduce agricultural waste burning that ultimately leads to smog-like conditions and disrupts the environment as well as visibility, causing large-scale problems, especially in the areas like Delhi. Every single winter we face this problem, right? Why? Because of the stubble burning. And now if we use that stubble to actually produce biogas in enclosed chambers, this problem can be resolved. And farmers will not have to spend extra on doing that. In fact, they will benefit from this with organic manure, with biogas, etc. Right? Do we understand that? Exactly. Now, there are 6 pillars to the scheme. That is how it is going to work one by one. So let's understand those 6 pillars. Number 1 is assured demand and blending. If there is a demand only, then there is benefit in producing, right? If there is no demand, why would you produce it anyway? But if the demand is not there, you can create demand by changing a few things. So what we are doing here is, let's understand, it sets the mandatory CBG blending obligations for city gas distribution. How? 3% in financial year 26-27, 4% in 27-28, 5% in 28-29 and onwards for the transport CNG. You know there are CNG vehicles going around. We have CNG pumps as well. In that CNG pump, what will we get a blend of? We'll get the blend of this natural gas, this biogas. All right. Yeah. Domestic pipeline natural gases also will have a combination of this. All right. Yeah. Then we have fixed procurement price. This is going to be administered at a procurement price of rupees 2,110 units, guaranteed for at least 10 years for a long-term structure. Capital assistance 2 crore per ton per day of installed capacity. That is it for the greenfield plants, covering the processing unit and all the options. Then grid integration and evacuation. It will support building pipeline connections, because if you don't have pipeline, how will you ensure the transport? How will you ensure the reach? Right? Pipelines are a must. So for that, tongue gas pipelines and local city gas networks, all this will be maneuvered. Then we have credit guarantees. It establishes a dedicated credit guarantee mechanism for banks to reduce collateral hurdles and lending risk for MSME based CBG projects. Whoever is working on this, they will get loan guarantees from the government in simple terms. Okay. Ecosystem Challenge Fund. In that, if we see, it creates a district level fund to support biomass resource, mapping, feedstock aggregation, technology adoption and local value chain capacity building, right? So we'll be able to tackle with all that. These are the major 6 pillars around which the scheme is going to revolve, and it is going to build up the structure that we are trying to do. Yes? All right. Now, to understand what is compressed natural gas in simple terms, let's see what happens here is biogas plant diagram. Okay. There is a biogas digester. There is a biogas digester at the center. You put in organic waste, livestock waste, crops residue. Okay. You don't put crops or livestock. You put livestock waste and you put crop residue. Okay. Yeah, don't get confused by the image. Organic waste is there, livestock waste is there, and crop residue is there. You combine all together and then put it into this biogas digester. Okay. Here, if you add this, what will it do? It will have a processing. Under that processing, it will give you multiple products. Number 1 is biogas. Then you'll have biofuel, heat generated that can be used to rotate turbine also, and then ultimately electricity through that turbine. This one digester is going to give us all this natural gas, and how so? By burning all this organic manure that we find in the waste materials, right? That is how the structure is going to work for CBG. Is that clear? Yes. Now, in the same terms, let's understand the policy framework and the government initiatives associated with the same. All right? Yeah. First of all, we have SATAT initiative, that is Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation. This was launched in 2018, and since then this has been running to establish a market demand for CBG. It will create a demand, and if there is a demand, will come with supply. National Biofuel Policy also of 2018 and 22 amendment, they are targeting to achieve 20% ethanol blending and promote advanced biofuels, right? Advanced biofuels would include CBG as well. Okay. Then we have CBG blending obligation also, mandatory blending of CBG into city gas distribution network, right? This has been done already. Then PM Pranam. What is PM Pranam? Program for restoration, awareness, nourishment and amelioration of Mother Earth. Isn't that beautiful? The name itself is quite interesting, right? What is it? The program for restoration and awareness, nourishment and amelioration of Mother Earth, incentivizing states to reduce chemical fertilizers and use organic inputs like foam and CBG plants. All right, that is what the scheme is working at. Clear? Then we have the Swachh Bharat Mission Phase 2. GOBARdhan is a key component under that for ODF plus status for solid waste management in villages as well. Right? These are the initiatives under which we have already been working towards this and creating a demand for it and the supply for it. Right? Exactly. To understand the significance, like why is it so important? Why are we working so much towards it? Understand, number 1, it will give us energy security. As we discussed, it will reduce our imports. Then it will give us give a boost to our agricultural economy also by waste management as well as organic manure. that will be easily available for farmers. Environmental benefits, it will curb the stubble burning, that will not lead to pollution, that will control pollution, and methane emissions will be dropped because all that methane will be captured, right? And then climate targets are there, our NDCs will be able to adopt and enact and finally perform good on our NDCs, INDCs or SDGs properly, right? And then the circular economy, it closes the loop. Rural waste had an open ending wherever it could go. Now it closes the loop as to production to waste management at the same level, right? This leads to large scale protections, right? Then we move towards the challenges, like if it is so important, why haven't we been able to do it yet, right? Number one is feedstock supply chain, paddy straw availability is highly seasonal, right? 20-30 day window post harvest, that is it. Aggregation, baling, storage, fire preservation, all that needs to be done within that time period. Second is high initial capital cost. Setting up a standard structure itself takes a lot of costing for the greenfield, like 30 to 50 crore rupees. Offtake infrastructure, connecting rural CBG plants to existing urban CGD is also a connectivity that is required till the last mile, right? And then market penetration for farmers are accustomed to subsidized chemical fertilizers. They have accustomed their practices accordingly, the timelines accordingly. If they change that now, they might have to change a little bit of practices and the timings as well, right? So that is an extra burden some of them might not be willing to take. That way they would not adopt organic manure and will continue to use chemical fertilizers, right? So to prevent that, it will take a robust marketing standard and distribution channel so that they can promote this and make it viable for farmers as well, right? That is also required. Is that clear? Exactly. That was about CBG, the process and how it is being done, how government is starting the scheme, GOBARdhan scheme, under which CBG will be promoted. Clear? If you would like to discuss more such current affairs with us, let me tell you that we have daily live class Monday to Saturday running on Drishti IAS English channel, where we discuss such current affairs daily. You can join us to have further more discussions with us. And on that note, let's solve our question for the day. Let's solve our question for the day based on CBG. Read the question, give us your answer in the comment section. Done? All right. We'll see your answers in the comment section, and before we do that, let me tell you one more thing, that we are launching ISGS Foundation course in English medium from Noida Live Classroom, and which you'll be getting structured classes for prelims, mains, notes, as well as test series that you get for 3 years. Prelims test series, current affairs classes, as well as current affairs magazines, home delivered for 3 years. And the batch is starting from 24th of August. Don't miss your deadline. Watch this and definitely take benefit out of this. All right. And if you want to join this, you can visit the Noida Center, or you can give us a call on 87501, or you can also visit Drishti IAS website or the learning app to purchase the course. All right. Okay, so this was our question, and on that note, this was our topic. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.